Hey everybody, happy Freeform Friday. So somebody chime in if you don't mind. Let me know, can you hear me? This is my first experiment in streaming from Beading Dreams Remote on Fridays because I am in need of a little I am at home. You're right, Lori. Which means there may be cats on the stream because that happens. Yeah, no, I'm in need of a little bit more downtime in my life. And also today was a really rough day for me. Um, so I'm happy to be at home. Again, there may be cats that jump on the stream, but currently it is sunny and like 70 degrees here in Dallas, so all of the cats are like out. They're out doing their cat thing. But welcome to the Freeform Friday stream. So this is a thing that I have to do every single year. And it sounds ridiculous, but it's a thing. Every year, I have to make jewelry for 40 dolls. DOLLS. Yes. Like if you're having Chucky like thoughts in your head, you're not wrong. Okay, 40 fashion dolls. This is for a debutante event that happens in the Park Cities, which is a very ritzy, fancy, schmancy neighborhood in Dallas. And every year there's a debutante event called La Fiesta de las Seis Banderas, so the Fiesta of the Six Flags of Texas. And there are 40 young ladies who have their debut during this event, and each young lady receives, as part of her participation in this event, a fashion doll. Really? No. Stream closed captioner. Nobody cares about what you have to say. But every young lady who participates in the event receives a fashion doll, like a 15-inch fashion doll with a replica of her attire and a replica of her jewelry. The replication of the jewelry is the thing that Beading Dreams does every year, and it is a very well-paying job. And it's also due next week. So it occurred to me that some of the particular techniques that are employed in the miniaturization of jewelry for dolls are actually useful skills as far as repairs. Now, I do want to say, first of all, for the 4 of you that are watching, that it's been a rough day for me. I think I said that already. Just emotionally, I've had a lot going on in my head today, and I want to thank my staff at Beading Dreams for being super kind and dealing with me today, and the fact that I was pretty much crying all day at work, and that just speaks to grief is a thing that comes in waves and is not predictable. And yeah, if you know anybody who's going through the grieving process, know that we are unpredictable and wild creatures and may devolve into non-functionality at any point without warning, because that's totally what I did today. Like, I woke up and at 4 a.m. to work on the doll jewelry. This is not something that's abnormal for me. So I woke up at 4 a.m. to work on the doll jewelry, and I was fine, and everything was good. And then Ziggy, who once again is out catting about the neighborhood, did something that reminded me of my boyfriend who passed at the end of January, and then I was a complete wreck for the rest of the day. So again, thanks to Heather and company for picking up my slack during my completely non-functional workday. But again, there are things in this whole like doll, like some people are like, oh, thank you, Corvus, you're such a doll. I will take your big raven hugs. But I will maybe fully take them after stream because I'm gonna start crying my ass off again, like I've been doing all day. But it occurs to me that in this whole doll jewelry weirdness, because of course, I'm making jewelry for 40 dolls. Who says that? Like, how is that a thing that you do? But people do. People being me and Heather and Carol are all working on this project. But there are thank you, Patricia. There are techniques that are involved in this that are actually super useful for repairs and things. And so the main thing. Hi, Jan. Oh, thank you, Lori. The chat does always, distraction. And Heather and I kind of had this discussion today about distraction being, if you can't have. Oh, also my left thumbnail fell off. Oh dear. Wow. Yeah. Heather's not wrong. Sorry. That's gonna take a minute for me to process. And why am I in my craft room and I have no Kleenex? What the hell? I feel like that's another chapter. Why am I in my craft room and I have no Kleenex? I have paper towels. No, you're totally right, Heather. I'm just a freaking sponge today. No, Heather's completely not wrong, and that's an amazing, amazing, amazing. Oh, Corvus. You're the best. Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. So, continuing on with, okay, crafting does make one cry at inopportune moments because hello! Which, by the way, notice that my bandage has decreased in size on my sliced finger. It's finally knit itself back together and has stopped bleeding at random moments. Also, my finger that I smashed last night, there's the bruise that's coming up. Yeah, and then this fingernail just, and by the way, glue on fingernail, not my natural fingernail, but yeah, just like fell off earlier today. I'm gonna breathe. Okay, I'm not gonna say I'm sorry, because I've been saying I'm sorry all day, but grief is a weird beastie, which, everyone who's experienced, okay, we'll get to that in a minute, but grief is a weird beastie. It just comes and it jumps on you in weird moments, and it's triggered by strange things, and then all of a sudden you're a complete wreck for 24 hours because your cat curled up and a completely adorable, by the way, ball. Um, so yeah, so I can tell you, Corvus, from my experience with my 8th grade science project, that plants. Oh, hi Megan. I'm sorry. No, you've just entered an environment where I'm like losing my shit, like I've been all day. But so plants, according to my 8th grade science project, do not like to drink alcohol. It's interesting, really. Sorry. I'm not supposed to say sorry, but I did an experiment when I was in 8th grade of, let's grow plants and let's water them with different things and see what grows better. Shockingly, the best thing that grows plants is actually just straight water. Oh God, this was a long time ago. I did water, orange juice, I think Gatorade, and creme de menthe, because that's what my mom had a giant bottle of in the bar. And yeah, of all of those things, water, straight water is best for growing your plants. So I feel like that's a life lesson. But Heather believes that, and I don't disagree with her, that if I remember to wear gloves and not slice the F out of my finger, that I should take all of the empty liquor bottles that I have, because we're not going to talk about why I have empty liquor bottles all over my house, and I should cut them and plant plants in them and sell them at Beading Dreams. And I actually think that's a lovely idea. I've actually had that idea for quite a while. So that is something we shall potentially explore on future streams. I had a bad experience with the bottle cutting recently. So I'm gonna wait on the bottle cutting for a couple weeks until my mental health has recovered from this. But we're actually here tonight to talk about doll jewelry and tangentially cup chain. Okay, so let's talk for just a second about cup chain. That's CUP chain. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just gonna be snotty and sniffly for this whole stream. Because that's where I am tonight. And I do just want to say, like, grief is a thing. And it's an unpredictable thing. And I am happy that you all are a safe audience for my grief. And I'm going to do my best to do this stream, but and Corvus is going to make me snot all over my computer. So on that note, let's talk about cup chain. Oh my gosh, Megan. Yeah, no, it was absolutely, it was totally actually an episode of Star Trek that set me off. An episode of Star Trek and then Ziggy. So I know I know smash rooms, they sound like a thing. But what I have to say what I don't have, I don't have so much anger right now as I just have sadness. And I did text my therapist, and I texted her at 5 p.m. on a Friday, so obviously I do not expect her to reply. But I was like, I would like to talk in our next session about some coping mechanisms for grief that do not involve retreating from the world and cuddling with my cats, because that's not a super functional way to deal with life. And I also had a lovely chat. Okay, we had a great day. Sorry, this may just turn into an AMA, y'all. So, but we had a lovely day at Beading Dreams today. We had some of our favoriteest people ever come in. Roshi, who lives in San Antonio, was in Dallas. She came in, and then Kara, who is occasionally on Twitch as Mrs. Firelight, came in. Who is one of my best friends in the world. Her and Heather and Mandy, like, if we're gonna have a zombie apocalypse, like, the three of us are gonna post up, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, math is the thing. The four of us are gonna post up, and we're either gonna die together or live together. But she had some lovely words to say to me as well today about grief and loss. And so yeah, as a Midwestern person, as a person who is raised with the idea that you don't feel in public, it was really validating to hear said from another human whom I respect, that it's okay to feel, and it's okay to feel in public. Like, those of us who were raised with those ideas, thank you, Heather. It can totally be the alien apocalypse. I mean, I'm fine with that, Corvus. I just feel like we might need to modify our weapons. Can you provide us with a sheet of the aliens' tactical capabilities? And are we going to be able to withstand these, or do we just need to, like, dig a bunker? Because if we have to dig a bunker, we can do that. We just need to know in advance. Seriously, Megan, I have those moments. I totally have those moments. Today was not that moment. Today was the moment of, like, just grieving the loss of this person in my life, and, like, it just, so. But again, I feel like our society tends to normalize coping, even if it's artificial, and tends to penalize visible grieving, visible emotions. And the fact is that my boyfriend died 2 months ago. It's only, whatever, 61, 62 days. It's and there are a lot of people, not you guys and not my staff, who are amazing, but there are people in my life who are like, it's been 2 months, you should be over it. And that's not how it works. So in kind of my tangential mission to talk about mental health and normalizing not being okay. Like, no. And honestly, there's no timetable. There's no, it should take you 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. It should take you 6 months or a year. Like, literally, there is no timetable for exactly. See, Megan. And Megan, by the way, is a medical doctor, so she has creds. But yeah, like, there's no actual timetable for recovery, for grieving, for completing that process. Right, Corvus? You, I think, just exactly repeated what Heather said to me earlier today. Right? So yeah, so apparently this is a grieving stream for me. And so now I'm like, I'm sorry, y'all, because you were expecting content tonight rather than discussion, and apparently crying and discussion is all you get. And yes, Heather, she's been through this, and it's different because I've been through this with relatives, which again just speaks to the fact that all grief is different. Grieving a grandfather, grieving a father, grieving a daughter, grieving a potential life partner, like, it's all different. And society has a tendency to normalize, which is unfortunate because society says you should do this for this, and you should do this for this, and okay, and it's weird. It's almost like there's an equation, like, okay, X and Y have been dating for this amount of time, so therefore, if Y passes away, X should grieve them for X amount of time, but no more than that. Like, it's, oh God, was Keith 12 years ago? Oh Lord. Yeah. So apparently this is not actually a stream about cup chain. This is a stream about grief. And yet, because I own a small business, I have to think about cup chain, and I can't tunnel into my grief, which is unfortunate. Because I tend to I want to isolate. I want to tunnel into my feelings and cuddle with my cats and sit in my bed and look at stupid Facebook articles and, process my grief that way. But unfortunately, I am in a front-facing position, which directly relates to my income. So, grief and crafting. Oh my God, seriously, Corvus. Thank you, Megan. That's really sweet. That's actually also sweet and hilarious because he didn't actually like beading at all. He did not like beaters. He had a great love for gemstones and geometry and rocks. But it was really funny because people would come up to him and be like, hey, this is the bead design that I made with your rocks, and he would be like, whatever. So and this is an interesting thing in the industry, actually. Sorry, y'all, I sound super snotty because I'm super snotty, but this is an interesting thing about the industry, is like, it's a very compartmentalized industry. So like, there's the people that mine the rocks, and they're just looking for, the best rocks. Okay, fine. And there's people that buy the rocks that people mined because they can see that these rocks can turn into gemstones and beads and things that are saleable. And then there's the people who create the beads and the gemstones, and then there's the people who sell the beads and the gemstones. And then at the end of the line is us, those of us who purchase the beads, gemstones, when they're cut, when they're strung, when they're done, and then we do cool things with them. And honestly, if we're going to reverse engineer the process, I really have only an intellectual interest in how rough is mined. Like, you can talk to me about how do we extract amethyst? Hi, Rosemary. Yeah, sorry, this is turning into a me talking stream and not a me doing anything stream. But like, I can talk to somebody and I can listen to them talk about, how do you mine amethyst? Okay, cool. Like, what methods do you use? Like, what machinery do you use? But really, that has no... Corvus, you're the best. But if we're gonna backwards date the process, like how the amethyst is extracted from the earth, maybe should matter to me, but honestly it doesn't. Like I'm interested intellectually, but as far as my business goes, it really doesn't have any effect. What has effect is, what does the amethyst look like when it comes to me? How is it cut? How is it polished? How is it priced? How can I sell it? So if we're gonna, if we're gonna take that, then reflect it forward for somebody who is mainly in the manufacturing industry, like they actually they care. How is it mined? Is it sustainably mined? Is it mined in a humane fashion? That was something that Arun was actually really passionate about. Is this sustainable? Is this, like, how is this process carried out? And how it, how is this sustainable for the future? Which honestly, as a retailer, isn't necessarily something that crosses my mind. So he was more backward facing as far as the supply chain. Hi, Rita. I've lost it. I'm a complete mess on this stream. I'm just talking. I'm not actually doing anything. But thank you for hanging out. So he was more backward facing as to making sure that, like, the supply chain was, sorry y'all, sustainable and ethical. And so it's like, his spot ends here. Oh, sorry, Rita. I'm just having a bad day. So I was supposed to be doing a Freeform stream about cup chain, and instead I'm talking about Arun. So, again, you're such a doll. So as a retailer, like, I I don't necessarily have the resources to think about what came before the items got to me. So, dealing with wholesalers who I know are ethical and care about what came before, who care about, who are actually involved in manufacturing and care about their workers and whatnot. Like, that's what's important to me as a retailer, is that, like, I don't know, but is sharing my art really interesting on the internet? I feel like maybe it isn't. But anyway, it is what it is, and apparently this is what's happening. So, you're sweet, Corvus and Megan. Thank you. But so let me just like kind of skip ahead a couple steps as a consumer, because as a retailer, I do my best to service responsible consumers and to service them in the best way possible. Not everybody does that. There's only 11 people, Heather, listening to me. But anyway, so it's just a series of steps. So if we're gonna backtrack, you as a consumer, you're so sweet, Lori. But like, so you as a consumer, find retailers that you trust, that you care about, that you believe are ethical. So that's me. Okay, I'm the retailer. So I'm the last step between you, the end user, and the product. Like, that's me. So so my job, I feel like my job as a retailer is to then source products that are as ethically created as possible, as authentic as possible, as high quality as possible, and 100%, like, just to be honest about what I'm purveying. So then my job as a retailer is to then find the wholesalers, the people from whom, because I'm I'm not manufacturing the product. I'm just not. I mean, if we're talking about jewelry I'm making, yes, but like the products that I'm selling to you all on my twice weekly sales, like, I don't manufacture those products, and I hope that nobody thinks that I do. So my job as a retailer is to then find wholesalers, find people from whom I can purchase the products, who are ethical, who care about their workers, who care about their sourcing, who care about the fact that the entire process should be A, transparent, and B, ethical. And also the fact that ethical costs more. And this is where we're going to circle back to Arun. Bollywood Bead Company, amazing man, and my partner for 2 years. He really cared about all of the steps in the process. And so, thank you, Megan. You're so sweet. So yeah, so I'm in a tornado of emotions right now. It's really pretty, Lori, but it definitely needs to tumble I don't even think that I turned the tumbler on today because I was having a really bad day, like really bad day. So again, we're circling back to normalizing grief, normalizing not being okay, and also like caring about where the beads you buy come from. And again, as a consumer, like as an end user, I don't think that it's necessarily your job to research where everything you buy comes from, but it's about forming relationships with people that you trust, who you can trust to form relationships with other people that they trust, and that's how that all works. So yeah. And I told you absolutely nothing about cup chain tonight, so yeah. Sorry, y'all. Oh, sorry, not sorry. It's been a day. What I can hopefully promise you is that I am going to get a good night's rest, and tomorrow I will be better. We do have a tutorial for you tomorrow night at 6. Like I'm not even gonna try to do cup chain tonight. Like we're done. It's almost 7. Like I thank you everyone who's not stood. I hope you're not standing. You might be, but who sat here and listened to my everything. But seriously, like all 15 of you, like I'm gonna call it for the night. I'm gonna get a good night's rest. I'm gonna make some doll jewelry off stream, and we will we'll be back on this channel, twitch.tv/beading dream, tomorrow night with a fun tutorial. It's gonna be a great, I did not download, I can't show you the photo because I didn't download it. Why? Because I suck. No, because I'm still getting used to this whole streaming from home on Fridays. Thank you, Paula. But we're doing an awesome wire wrapped bracelet tutorial tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. followed by a live merchandise sale. So please don't judge me harshly from my crying and talking tutorial tonight. But yeah, I love each and every one of you. I really appreciate you guys being here with me tonight, and I will be back in a more professional capacity. Y'all are so sweet. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Time with our square wire wrapped bracelet tutorial. So thank you, Rita, Rosemary, Megan. Y'all are awesome. Thank you, Patricia. All right, so I'm done for the night. Everyone have a great evening, and I will be back on this channel, twitch.tv/beading dream, tomorrow with our simple square wire bracelet at 6 p.m. Thank you, Corvus. Thank you, Lori. All right, everyone have a great one, and I will see y'all tomorrow in hopefully slightly more coherent capacity. All right, everyone take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.